Hey guys, it's me, Muddy, with Digital Studio Mastery, and today we are talking about wireless microphones and problem solving, an issue that some of you have had, that some folks have had with the Rode Wireless Go 2 system. So I have the Rode Wireless Go 2 here on my desk, and this is a great system. It has a wireless receiver and then two different transmitters. So each of these transmitters have a built-in microphone on them. They also have a jack where you can plug in a microphone, plug in a headset, or plug in a lavalier microphone. And these work great. However, sometimes I have heard reports where audio is only coming out of one side or the other. And I'm going to try and demonstrate that with you here and also show you what's going on. So right now you're not hearing me through the Rode Wireless Go, but if I pick up both of these microphones and I'm going to hold them both up next to each other and I'm going to switch over to this microphone. Okay, so let me switch over there now. Okay, so now you are hearing me on the Rode Wireless microphones, and you should be hearing me out of both ears, hearing me in stereo. Now, there's a button on the bottom that mutes them. So watch what happens if I mute one of them, and you'll see it on, you'll notice here as well that there are, let me show you that first. On the receiver, it shows mic 1 and mic 2. There's two little bars kind of going back and forth. If I push the mute button on the bottom of one of these, okay, I've now muted one of those signals. If you notice, the line 1 disappeared. And right now, if you're listening to this with headphones on, you will notice that sound is only coming out of one side. If I unmute that mic, and we're back to both of these again, and if I mute the other one, now you should only be hearing me out of the other ear, only hearing me out of one ear. Let me tell you what's going on. Let me unmute that one. Okay, back to both of them. I'm actually going to switch my mic back over. Okay, so I'm back on my desktop microphone right now, but I want to show you what's happening. So each of these wireless microphones are connected to the transmitter, are connected to the receiver, excuse me. So each of the transmitters are connected to the receiver. And this would work if two people were talking on stage in an interview style. But really, this is optimized right now for two people recording, pre-recording an audio, not for a live setting like we're doing right now in a Zoom call, but in a pre-recorded setting. And I'll tell you why, because there are two different modes for this transmitter. One is called split mode, and one is called merge mode. So right now they're in split mode, and you can tell that because we see a sound bar, we see a signal for each transmitter. We see one for line 1 or mic 1 and one for mic 2. We see two bars. That tells us this is in split mode. And what's happening in split mode is one microphone is recording to the left channel, one microphone is recording to the right channel. And so if I were to bring in this recording into my video editing software, I would see one microphone on the left side of the stereo pair, one microphone on the right side of the stereo pair. And as a result, I can adjust the volume of each channel independently. So if you're recording a video, this is great. Recording a video with two people, this is great because you can adjust the volume of each person independently in post-production after the recording, because you have each of those recordings on a different channel. And then when you finish the edit of the video and you render the final video, they get mixed together into the final audio and both sides come out on the stereo signal. But if we're in a live setting like this, we're either using this in a software like Zoom where we're live streaming, or we're using this with our phone, right? If I'm recording where I have this plugged into my phone and I'm doing a live stream, because this microphone can work well with a phone if I'm doing live streaming, or if I'm in a live room where I have two different speakers set up, right? And I'm using these one in a workshop setting, right? In a room where you have it connected to speakers. In that case, this is potentially, this is not what you want. Split mode is not what you want, because if you have two speakers, two presenters in a live setting, so let's think of the workshop setting, you have two presenters, one presenter is coming out of one speaker and another presenter is coming out of another speaker, which is really weird. That's not what you expect when you're in the room and you're seeing both people speak. You want to hear both people out of both speakers, but you're only hearing the right channel and the left channel separately out of each of those speakers because these are in split mode. So let me show you how to put it into the other mode, which is called merge mode. So I have this plugged in via USB, so I could do this in the software. I could open up Rode Central software, and in there, there's an option that shows split or merge mode, and I can change it to merge. But there's an option to do it right here on the receiver as well. If you notice, there's two buttons on the bottom of this. One of them changes the volume, one of them helps set the link and which one is which. But you notice in between, there's a line that goes to both of them and it says M/ST. That's mono or stereo. Right now they're in stereo mode, which is split. If I press both of those buttons at the same time, watch what happens to that double line. I have to press and hold these two buttons at the same time. And look, now it went to a single solid line. So now these are in merged mode, okay? And now we're going to demonstrate that again too. So I'm going to pick these microphones back up and I'm going to switch over the audio to these microphones. Okay, so now you're hearing me through the Rode Wireless Go, and I actually have both of the microphones right next to each other. Okay, so I'm going to mute one of them. Okay, I've muted one of them. This one is actually muted. You're only hearing me through this microphone right now, but it's still coming out of both ears because it's in that merged mode. So if this one's on the charger and only one person is presenting, no problem. You're going to hear them out of both sides of the ears. You're going to hear them out of both speakers if this is a live workshop setting. So this is what you want for a live situation, is you want them to be in merged mode. So let me unmute this one. Now you're hearing both of these microphones again, which is also weird because you wouldn't have one person using both microphones. But I wanted to demonstrate what happens, the difference between merged mode and split mode. So switch back to my desktop mic. There we go. Awesome. So I love this system, the Rode Wireless Go 2. It's a great system, but that one setting between merge mode or split mode can make a big difference for your listeners. So hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.